Fuck y'all niggas talk about, man. Y'all niggas don't know what the fuck I be doing, man. I be working.
So I'm really starting to get into Japanese boxing. And this Saturday, we got a triple header, all title fights. It's going to be a great night. We got Kosei Tanaka fighting Christian Bacasegua Rangel for a vacant WBO junior bantamweight title at 115. We have Takuma Inoue defending his WBA bantamweight title against Jerwin Ancajas. And the main event, we got Alejandro Santiago defending his WBC bantamweight title against Junto Nakatani. Now I'm just going to give my picks for the first two undercard fights. I got Kosei Tanaka knocking out Christian Bacasegua. And I have no winner for the Inoue Ancajas fight. I feel like that's going to be a good fight. I have no winner in that match. I do not have a pick. This one is going to be too close to call, but I will go with the over on this one. I do feel like this one will go the distance. Now, Kosei Tanaka is looking to be a 4-weight division champion. He started at mini flyweight when he was 18 years old. Back in 2020 on New Year's Eve, he lost to Kazuta Ioka for the WBO super flyweight, but he has bounced back with 4 wins straight. His last fight, he knocked out Pablo Carrillo in the 10th round back in May. He's been inactive for 9 months, and he's never been 12 rounds. So this is gonna be an interesting fight. We're gonna see what Tanaka brings to the table in that Carrillo fight. He stayed sharp all through the fight. And like I said, he delivered that knockout late on a very nice setup right hand. Now, Bacasegua is 22-4-2 with 9 knockouts. He's only fought in Mexico against Mexican opposition, so we kind of have to question his experience. He's only used to maybe one style, and looking at some of his film, he doesn't seem very technically sound. He's a little bit sloppy. You can tell by his body shape, he's a little bit soft, he's a little bit slow, he's a little bit tentative to throw punches sometimes. I was watching one of his fights with a smaller opponent, and he was having trouble getting that guy out of there. And whenever he was getting into exchanges, he was getting caught with shorter punches. And I just don't have much faith in this guy. I think Tanaka is going to knock this guy out. I think his speed carries up to this weight really well. He still looks sharp at this weight. And Tanaka just brings a little bit more variety in his offense. I think Tanaka's going to knock Bacasegua out. Now, like I said, this Takuma Inoue, Jerwin Ancajas fight is going to be very, very close. It's way too close to call. There are many variables that are going to come into play. Inoue's only loss came in 2019 against Nordine Ubali. He lost that fight by a unanimous decision, but he has bounced back. Inoue is 18-1 with 4 knockouts, so he's not a knockout puncher. He's not the puncher that his older brother Naoya is. He does carry that last name. He shows really good footwork. He's very bouncy. He shows a good jab. He's really good at measuring distance, and he has a very nice step back counter. He throws a really nice step back counter right shot that keeps his opponents at bay at times. He has a very textbook 1-2. Like I said, he uses his movement, his footwork really well. He's very fast. He's a kind of a quirky, speedy fighter. So he's fast with his legs, and he's fast with his hands. But like I said, he doesn't carry so much ammo in those shots. So that makes me question, is it going to be enough to keep Jerwin Ancajas off of him? Inoue is always going in there looking to outpoint his opponent and out-finesse his opponent. His last fight against Liborio Solis was more of a competitive fight. Yes, Inoue was in total control of that fight, but Liborio Solis was doing some things that was making Inoue a little bit uncomfortable. He was applying pressure, and like I said, Inoue actually was having a little bit of trouble keeping Solis off of him for all those 12 rounds. As much as he dominated, Inoue couldn't put the 40-year-old down. He couldn't hurt him. He couldn't make him respect his power at any point. This will be a different situation with a Jerwin Ancajas in there. He had lost back-to-back decisions against Puma Fernando Martinez, where he lost his IBF junior bantamweight title. This was at 115. This comeback fight against Wilner Soto was at 122. Now he's coming back down to 118 for this bantamweight title fight against Takuma Inoue. Like I said, this is going to be a very, very close fight. We don't know which Jerwin Ancajas is going to show up. If he is as aggressive as he's always been in the past, this can be a tricky fight for Takuma Inoue, who has a really good jab, but he's very reluctant in throwing it sometimes. He's always looking to counter. He's always looking to set up his opponent with one big shot. But like I said, he is not his brother and he doesn't have the same pop. So he's going to show a little bit. He's going to have to show a little bit of more in his arsenal to take a decision or to even discourage a guy like Jerwin Ancajas who's going to come and bring it depending on his mentality. He's still 32 years old. And if he wants to be a champion again, he's going to have to come with the right game plan. I don't have a winner in this, but I do see this fight going the distance. Absolutely. This might be a boring fight, but there might be a lot of tension in the air because Jerwin Ancajas does throw a lot of shots with bad intentions, and we will see if Inoue uses that footwork to avoid it. Stay tuned for my predictions for the main event.
Fuck y'all niggas talk about, man. Y'all niggas don't know what the fuck I be doing, man.